Action! Welcome back to another exciting episode of Written and Directed by. Today, we are joined with the one and only Harrison Berger. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Of course, we've been dying to have you here. And, I've been diagnosed with a disorder that makes your accent change all over the place, and it is just baffling that a person could sit here and speak in so many different possibilities. And I can see that the behind me part is not recording. So hopefully that fixed it. Ah, there we go. I apologize for the technical difficulties. But now that we have sorted it all out, we can get somewhere. Yeah, what is going on with that voice? Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Written and Directed by. You are joined by myself and that host. That was weird. Hey, you should probably not come back here. I don't think they like that. Oh, don't worry. I won't be coming back. It's fine. I hate everyone. Yeah, I don't see. Like, thank God he left. I have no idea who that was, but I'm glad he's gone because his accent. Let me tell you, his accent was whack. Oh, my producer just buzzed me through the ear. Apparently, his name is Mr. Whack, Archibald Whack the Second, WHAAK. Weird, but now that we got to the bottom of that, let's get somewhere. Happy Friday, everybody. How are ya? How's it going? How has the week been? I have been doing pretty good. Been doing pretty good, yeah. So the week, Anyway, I've been working on my sleep schedule. It's still going to bed at 2, 3, waking up at 8:30. It's not ideal. Something's got to change. I got to fix this shit. It's not fun. I would love more sleep. I love sleep. Sleep is my favorite thing to do. It's probably what I do for fun in my free time. It's a hobby of mine. I'm really good at it. I've logged a lot of hours. Actually, funny enough, last night I just leveled up, so that's good. Finally on to level 604, which was a tough one to beat. As you progress levels, they get harder and harder. It's like a video game, which is kind of weird because they don't really explain it to you when you start sleeping, that it's like that. You just kind of have to figure it out, and then like sometimes you'll check the scoreboard, and you're like, oh shit, I can't believe I'm that high up, or like, oh fuck, I'm doing so bad. This last like 4 or 5 months, my leaderboard rankings have been pretty shite. So, they're getting back up there though. Racking those numbers, racking those sleep numbers. I don't have a sleep number bed. I just have a regular mattress, and like the framing's a little broken. So like sometimes I have like. My bed has like one of those weird springboards, and the springboard is made out of curved wood. Hey, that's not a springboard. That's just bended wood. So, of course, there are sections where the bent wood that's supposed to act as a springboard to support a 230-pound man. And sometimes when I'm in a relationship, another person doesn't do that. So there are sections where pieces of wood are broken. And that's so fun, you know. Oh my God, it's so fun just having pockets of your bed where there's just, you could just fall into a cavern and you wouldn't know. Sometimes you don't know what's underneath there. You could have set up booby traps for yourself and didn't realize until you got to the bottom of that pit. But I wound up buying like wooden planks, and I have wooden planks under my mattress dispersed in between the wooden springboard. What's a wooden springboard? Are we? What the fuck? What the fuck, furniture? How do you? I don't get it. So yeah, even with those wooden planks covering those gaps, the bed still, the mattress just kind of doesn't sit right. It's not like I'm on a boat, but it's like if when, you know, like if you had to if you beached your boat and you got off it, you could feel a wobble. You're like, oh, that's my bed. It's just enough like, oh, okay, we're good. So that's where my bed's at. And it also, the oddest thing has been happening recently, where I can hear my neighbors, but I don't know if they're the ones behind me or the ones below me, because I'm guessing, because my bed is made of wood and sometimes metal, that that I can feel, or I can the voices of these people are traveling further and louder because of the vibrations. So I'll be like laying down, you know, heads on a pillow, and I'll hear like, and I lift my head up and it's gone. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put my ear against the wall. Nothing. Okay, we're gonna get down on the ground and put my ear to the floor. Nothing. And so I'm like, okay, well, I guess they stopped talking. Get back in bed, put my head on the pillow. It's like, what the fuck? And I don't know if I should pound on the wall or the ground, because in these conversations, where the only time I hear the through the wall is like after 12:30 a.m. So I'm like ready to go to sleep. Or I'm not like, you know, well, whatever. I fall asleep at like 2, but you know, I'm in bed. I'm like watching TV, and then like as soon as it's like ready to go to bed, I hear nothing, and then I'm like, all right, lights off. It's only when I'm laying down, like I it has to be the vibrations. Good vibrations. Not those. Those ones are annoying. So that's been like a piece to why I haven't been able to sleep, is because it's fucking annoying, and it's like, I don't know what to do there. I have a feeling it's the people directly behind me and not below me, because this guy or girl, I'm guessing it's a guy, loves to open up the window at 2:30 in the morning. And this building is not new. The windows are single pane glass. So if I clean the outside of the window and a bird decided to fly towards it, I'd have a new pet bird. Let's put it that way. So, sounds can get through this, and the metal tracking on the window is shit. Let's just say that. So, you open up this window, and this is even in my apartment too. But you open up the window, and it goes. Now the window's open. So, I'll hear that open and close at 2:30 in the morning. So this dude can get some fresh air. All I'm saying is there's a lot of annoyances happening. But whatever. I've been making some progress in the gym, which is cool. Just like actual physical progress that I can see. And like I was saying the last time we just did a one-on-one, I saw the differences, but this time, like, it's crazy. When was the last time I spoke to you guys? 3 weeks ago? And just the actual visual progress that I've made is crazy. Like, I'm more comfortable wearing tighter clothes. I have this box of clothes that I've kept for 4 years because about 4 or 5 years ago, I broke my collarbone, and I went on like a super strict diet and wound up losing like 60 pounds. And so I had to get a whole new wardrobe. None of the clothes I fit. I was wearing like double XLs, size 40 pants. Like I was 275. I was a heavy boy. I was a big baby. So I had to buy a whole new wardrobe, and I did. I bought some awesome clothes, and wound up getting into a relationship and started eating, foods. We were going out, go on dates, and I want to eat all this crappy food because it's good, and we like going places, and it's fun to eat bad food. So I would do that, and then I just started gaining comfortability weight. It was like one of those things where you just weren't keeping yourself in check because of you didn't have to anymore. I got the girl, so it didn't matter at that point, and I couldn't fit into those clothes anymore. And so I decided that when I realized that I couldn't fit in those clothes anymore. Sorry, guys. I thought my phone was ringing, and I was like, I turned it off, but something's buzzing. It's crazy that I can hear it through the headphones. But when I realized that I couldn't fit in those clothes anymore, I got my clothes got down. I got down to a size 34 pant. I got down to a size large shirt, sometimes medium. I really lost in like a lot of weight, and it was fucking crazy. The brain is so fucking crazy because I still thought I was overweight. But anyway, I've kept all those clothes. I put them in a box, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep these, and one day I will fit in these clothes again because I'm sick of being overweight. I'm sick of the way how I feel. It just doesn't feel good. It's not fun. It's not fun being a heavy guy. You don't get looked at by girls. You're excluded from a lot of things. I remember in Israel, I was 245, 250, and I couldn't do the zip line because I was their weight limit was like 215 or something. And now that I think about it, I think they didn't understand, Everywhere but America uses the imperial system or whatever the fuck it's called. So I just think that they weren't sure of pounds to kilos. So yeah, because what would be like? Be like what? kilos it is. It's like 60, right? 70, 100 kilos, 115 kilos, 115 kilos. And wow, that was stupid. So I just don't think they understood. But I mean, me and my other fellow chubby guy, we couldn't go on the zip line. So listen, I don't want to fat shame because I was fat shamed my whole life, but I just don't understand. Like, there are people, like, I'm not that big, but sometimes I just don't understand how you can feel comfortable. And I completely understand, like, this is who I am, this is who I want to be. You can't say anything about it. That's going to make me feel otherwise. And honestly, it's great. It's amazing that people are saying things like that, because but only if you mean it. Like, if you truly love who you are, and like you don't care that you're overweight and you're fine feeling the way you do, by all means. But for someone who was pushing obesity, like I was borderline, like, it's crazy because like the span of obesity, like to overweight and then to obesity, it's a fine line. And I think like anything over 280 or 290 or something is obese. It also depends on it just depends on your body mass index. It depends on your height and your height to body proportions. So I was almost considered obese, but I wasn't terribly. I mean, fuck yeah, that's heavy. That's close to 300 pounds. But sometimes I wonder, like, even those people that love themselves or say that they do, and they're like, I'm big and beautiful, and it doesn't matter what anyone says, or I'm overweight and I'm proud, or like they use terms like I'm fluffy, or like I'm big bone, I'm whatever it may be. Because trust me, I've been there, I've done it all. I've tried to justify being overweight. I did it during wrestling. I'm like, well, I'm wrestling heavyweight, so it doesn't matter. It's like I'm wrestling heavy guys, but there's always a heavier guy. It's like that scene in Star Wars. There's always a bigger fish, but it's true. There's always a heavier guy, and so it didn't make any sense. I might as well have lost the 5 pounds to make what was it, Walter, mid heavy, light heavyweight, yeah. It would have been like 200, 215, but I was like, some days I would sit between 215 and 220, so I wouldn't be able to get in that category. And I just didn't care. But knowing what I know about, sorry about that, folks. I decided to take a little break there too, but someone called me. I thought I turned it all off. I apologize for that. So rudely interrupted. Anyway, I was saying, knowing what I know, going through what I've gone through with medications, different diets, different doctors, different hundreds of blood tests, feeling the way I've felt, testing different foods, knowing what my body responds to and what it doesn't respond to well, that why would I continue to go on, being that heavy? And yes, it fucking sucks to eat healthy nonstop. Like 90% of the time, it doesn't taste that good, or it just gets repetitive. That's the hardest part, is sticking to the diet and making sure it doesn't feel repetitive, or trying to find new things to eat that, like, I can eat this and it's like, it's fine. But I'm so sick of feeling shitty all the time. And so that's what's really propelled me to lose the weight. And finally, I'm finally getting somewhere. I'm so happy. I'm finally getting somewhere. I'm getting the results, some semblance of results that I've always wanted to. And I'm getting really hyped up about this because it's just fucking. Do you know how you? I wish I could express to you how happy I am, and how long it's taken me to get here, and the ups and downs I've had with struggling with weight and struggling with food. And I do think I'm addicted to food to a degree. I don't think it's as bad as some people, but yeah, I'm straight up addicted to sugar. Not gonna lie. If people don't think they're addicted to sugar, you're lying, and you're crazy, because sugar is addictive. There are studies that say it's just as addictive as hardcore drugs. Same thing with caffeine, but that's a different story. But sugar, it's a fucking, it's crazy. I mean, and I don't think that we should deprive ourselves of it. I think that when you deprive yourself 100% of everything that you know you're not supposed to have, is when you wind up ruining your progress, your goals, your diet. I think you have to have a day where you're just like, today is the day that I don't care. But that doesn't mean you eat a whole pizza for lunch. You eat a Chipotle burrito for dinner. You eat French toast and whatever for breakfast. And then you snack on cookies and candy and sodas and all throughout the day. That's going to ruin it. That's going to ruin everything. If you do one cheap meal, one just like, like tonight I'm going to have a whole pizza. Boom. Okay? But maybe for lunch, you decide you're going to get like a salad with like croutons and ranch. Like it's not totally destructive, but you can also have fun with it. And then maybe here or there you have like some cookies or something. But I think when you limit yourself, you're like, I can't have any of this shit. Then that's when it all goes to hell. Like I've done that before, where I'm like, I'm not doing anything again. And then it's like, okay, you know what? I deserve it. 3 weeks in, you're like, I deserve a cheat meal. And then you fucking just lose your shit. You start eating everything. And then you're like, oh, you go to sleep. You're like, oh, it feels so good. And the next morning, you're like, oh, shit, I feel like shit. I'll just wait till Monday to get it going again. And then you go throughout the whole weekend and you start eating like shit. And then that Monday never came because you just forgot, or you just didn't care anymore. So I always think that you need to have boundaries set up for yourself. And limitations for yourself. Like, you need to have limitations, and you also need to have leeways. You have to reward yourself, because no one else will. Anyone over 18, even probably anyone out of elementary school, no one's going to reward you for the things you do other than yourself. Like, yourself is a guaranteed reward. Rewarding yourself, guaranteed. Go a whole month without eating bad shit. Buy yourself a pair of shoes or something, I don't know. So I'm just sick of it, and I'm finally somewhere that I'm just so happy to be. It's like finally, like I drove away and I parked and I'm like, this is where I'm supposed to be the whole time, like you're in the area. I'm not there yet, I'm there. I'm like in the county, I'm almost there. Left the city, in a different county, almost to the new city. And I just like last weekend I tried on some of those clothes that were in that box that I was telling you about. And holy shit, man. A shirt that I haven't been able to wear in 4 years fit so well. That made me feel so good. I wore that shirt. It was just a fucking hype day. Took the top off my Jeep, put that shirt on, wearing my swim shorts, got in the car, me and Justin, and the girl he's seeing, we drove down to Malibu, and we went to the beach. We just went for a fucking cruise. I just felt I was fucking on cloud 76, because it just felt so good. Have you ever been up there to Cloud 76? and you're just floating. It's fun up there. Yeah, and then I tried on some other clothes, and everything just started fitting. Not everything, because things were I did get to the lowest I got was 205. So there were some clothes that were tight. Well, I mean, then they weren't tight, but like now they're tight. You know, like before when I lost all the weight, they fit perfect, but now they're really tight. So still working on some of those. Weight wise, I still have about 20 pounds I would like to lose. Fat wise, muscle wise, if my body could get down to lose 10 more pounds, that I want to be like 220, 225, but like fucking solid muscle, you know what I mean? That's ideal. That is my ideal weight. And then I can just look fucking shredded, you know. And then one day I'm gonna post. I'm gonna have my fucking muscles, my abs. I'm gonna post, do that thing on Instagram where I post my fucking. Finally gonna do one of those where I post my body and just like have all the muscles in the light, and then I'll go, new body. Who this? New body. Who this? Oh man, I so badly want to do that, and then underneath that, I'm gonna go, hey, all you girls that said no to me, look at me now. Fuck you. You missed out. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. So, yeah. Look forward to that in the next year sometime. Oh man, I can't wait to do that. It's gonna be funny. But I mean, that's what we want, right? That's all we. At the end of the day, it's what we want is to be able to post our glistening abs on Instagram for people to like and see. I know I do at least one time. I don't know, man. I'm fucking weird. But yeah, it's great to see progress, especially when you can see it in front of your face. I know it's hard. Like that's one of the hardest things about working out is in having a mirror that you look into every day, because we look into mirrors every day, or we see our reflection all the time. So you see the day-to-day progress, but like your brain doesn't pick it up because it's just yourself. You know, the only time you'll really notice is when you go back and look at a picture of yourself or something from a long time ago, and you're like, oh shit. I do that sometimes, and that's scary. But I'm in a good place now. And even with the weight, you know, everything's doing good. Our production company's doing good. I realized in the last video I misspoke. There's only 3 of us total in the production company, if anyone's wondering. I know I said me and 3 others. Didn't mean to say that. It's just 3 total. We got some projects cooking up. I'm working on my second draft of my screenplay, so that's great. I presented it to my company, the guys in my company, and they loved it. They gave me a few notes for right now, which I asked for on certain spots in the movie, and I'm going to expand on it and kind of use their feedback to help move things along and get to the second, well, I guess technically third draft. And I really want to get back into writing and drawing comic books. I have this idea that I've been working on for probably like 5 years. Been developing the character, like what he looks like, for 5 years, but I just never did anything. I just, after the first comic book I did, that was like 200 and something pages. It was so much work, and it just didn't, I don't know. It didn't turn out to what I wanted it to be, so I kind of got turned off by it, and then I got into movies, and I haven't been able to focus on comic books in a long time, and I'm not super confident in my ability to draw action poses, so I'm like working on this. I'm like studying figures, I'm drawing characters in dynamic action poses, so I'm trying to figure that stuff out, and I've been thinking about this story that I made years ago, and that it's just sitting there. Like, the whole fucking thing is plotted out 80% of the way. I have everything is broken down. There's no like actual story or dialogue. It's just like they do this chapter, they do this chapter that leads into this, and they do this, and that, like, realizing that made me so happy, because I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I don't need to come up with something completely new. I love that story. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone 80% of the way with it. Now I just need to fill in the blanks and kind of, rework through it, because I was younger then. I was 20 when I wrote that. And now I can look back on it and kind of fix things, add some more life experiences into there. Try to, now that I know how to develop characters properly, I can, fully develop these characters so that they're actually people and not just like two-dimensional beings. And so yeah, I think once I get through the second draft of this screenplay, that I'm gonna get back to writing that comic and seeing if I can't start drawing it. I'm working on that. I mean, because I like the next thing that would be cool to do, and I definitely want to get into animation. I always wanted to draw comics, do animation. So if I could, my film career could lead into animation at some point, that'd be dope. I have an animation idea, Studio Ghibli type movie. So writing that one, developing that one. So a lot of irons on the stove. Like in the fire pit. My fire pit is so fucking big now. There's so many irons in that fire pit. We're gonna be cooking. It's gonna be Cook City. It's gonna be like diners, drive-ins, and dives. Written and directed by Style. Just a lot of irons in the barbecue pit. Oh, yeah, so things are good. This was a interesting week, up and down. But a lot of good. But I'm excited, man. Next week, we have a very cool guest. He is an actor. I have not met him. It's going to be the first guest that I've never known. And it should be really interesting. He's I wouldn't say a super well-known actor, but in his own right he is. And within the acting community, he is well-known. But I'm like doing research on him right now, so I'm like to build questions and stuff like that, especially since I don't know him. And but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be the first unknown person on here. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. We have a friend that connected us, and bada bing, bada boom. So he'll be here on Sunday, and talking to him, trying to line up some other people. Birthdays in a month, or a little less. Yeah, in like 20, I guess 20 something. I don't know. Yeah, like a little less than a month away. Maybe 25. That's weird. Maybe 25. The shitty thing, it's gonna be on Passover. That's gonna suck. But yeah, and I'm looking for open mics. Trying to find an open mic to sign up for, because I would like to find one that's on my birthday. If I can, that'd be sick as fuck. But so far I haven't been able to find anything on my birthday. It'll have to be like the night or two before, or a night after. I don't know. But looking for that. I'm looking forward to that, and it's gonna be fun. I'm very excited. Very excited to turn 25. It's also a very scary thing to turn 25, I think. But that year's going to be fucking sick. I'm so excited. Oh, yeah. It's going to be fucking awesome. A lot of fun stuff happening this next month. So, you look out for it. I'll look out for it. And I want to thank you guys for joining. Hey, excuse me. I want to say something. Oh, dude. Mr. Whack, you cannot be here. That's okay. I think I can be here. I was told that I could come back. I was told that I could come back in here and let the show end. I was told that I could, end the show, if you will. Do you know what I mean? I do know what you mean. I personally would rather you didn't. It's my show. I'd like to be able to end my show if you know. I know. I think though that they said that it would be better if I did it. So if you don't mind, thank you for watching, and written and directed by. He has been Harrison Berger. I am Archibald Whack the third or second. It's so hard to remember these days, whatever. Make sure to follow the podcast on Instagram at Written and Directed Pod. You can follow the podcast on Twitter. You can follow Harrison on Instagram at Harrison Berger. You can follow him on Twitter at Harrison C. Berger. And that's a burger with an E, not a U. Yeah, it is. Thank you. A lot of people don't realize that. I realize everything, my lad. Don't call me my lad. That's weird. Anyway, make sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and Spotify. And you can find the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. There are many places, I hear. And there are more every day. So make sure to check it out. Share it with your friends. Someone shared it with me, and that is how I found out about it, and I crashed the party, and now I'm here introducing the podcast and extroducing it. Extroducing's not a word. It is now, my dear boy. I invent words. That is what I do. Anyway, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can see what Harrison looks like, and you can see what I, Archibald Whack the Second, look like. And anyway, my dear folks, thank you so much for joining us. Just me, they're joining me. Thank you so much for joining us today on another episode of Written and Directed By. I hope you had the most enjoyable time. I know I did. I definitely did, and I wish you would go away. My dear boy, our relationship is just starting. Oh God, I hope not. Thank you for joining us, and I will see you, or we will see you, next week. That is a cut. Oh, Jesus fucking hell. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'm going to try to get rid of him. I appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. Thank you. I'll see you guys next Friday. Cut. Hey, man, we got to talk about what you're doing. Oh, I don't think so.